Conor O'Brien's trained really, really well this week, so he's been out quite a long time. So to throw him back in maybe be unfair on himself, but we'll see. We'll see with the bench, and we'll see who's reported in this morning, fitting well. But yeah, I don't think Farhan Rawson will be too far away. He's done more running yesterday, so again, we'll have to see what the medical team have to say on that.
Yeah, you mentioned Rawson there. Is that centre half area somewhere that sort of has real consideration on it this weekend because of the 5 yellow cards for Devon Matthews, who has very quickly become a sort of first name on your team sheet, I think, hasn't he?
Correct. Well, that's it. So it is. But you've got young Josh Smith, who's gone in there and done really well for us as well. We sort of give him a bit of a rest on Tuesday, and then he came on later on because of circumstance, really. But so yeah, it is really. We could change the shape like we did the other night. So there's not a problem there as well. We don't have to play 3 centre-backs. We do it because it suits us. We like playing that way. And I think it gets the best out of other players as well. So if we have to go to a 4, then we'll go to a 4.
I'm not going to talk too much about the other night because it's kind of gone. But that feeling that you have of frustration, of things going against you, it's not the first time in your tenure that's happened. It's not the first time this season that's happened.
Yeah.
Is it possible to channel that, to harness that, to make it a sort of us against the world, backs to the wall kind of mentality around the place?
100%. And that's exactly what it is this morning. So after that the other night, I couldn't fault the players, the way they went about everything. They were outstanding, I thought, in terms of commitments, playing the shape, the application, everything. The way, everyone to a man, even the lads that came on, give everything till the 78 minutes of that incident. So again, I said I was frustrated tonight. I sort of got past that, and my main focus now has just been Newport, and it is, and that siege mentality that we've got to have now is against everyone against us, So simple is, and we'll as I said, we'll use that now to go forward.
How much is it a mentality shift, John? How much do you have to sort of get to? We have to do it for ourselves. No one else is going to help us. The luck might not be going our way, whatever that factor might be. Is it about taking things into your own hands and controlling what you can control?
That's it. That's exactly it. And I always have a big thing about doing your job. So whether it's the whole team and the individuals to do the job, they have to do the job. So we have to win games of football, whatever that is. I know we changed the team, and we had, I think it was up 9 changes, whatever it was. So we've changed the team and we've got minutes into other lads' legs. It was a cup that we can do that. And so we've used that for that. And it is, lads we've got to take it into our own hands. We've got to win games, no matter who goes out there, no matter what opponent we're up against, no matter what decisions go against us. And we've got to stand up and be brave enough, and we've got to try and win games of football.
But with this mentality, this siege mentality, as you just called it, lots of people will write you off a lot of the time. I think that's just kind of par for the course when you work for or play for Accrington Stanley. How much does it alter that when you go into a game like this weekend where the outside world might have you as favourites? Is that an unusual position to be in as an Accrington player, do you think?
You could say possibly, but I'd still say they're all big games. I mean, I've done games in higher leagues, and it's the same thing. You could be top end of the Championship or whatever in the Premiership, and all of a sudden you're going on. You think that's a good win, and you go on to your next game, and it's like that's forgotten about straight away. So whether you're favourites or you're not, we know what we've got. We know what we can produce. The squad's strong enough to compete in the league and go beyond as well. So you've just got to get the rub of the green now and again, but you've got to take your chances when they come, and you've got to win games of footy.
How important is it to beat teams that are below you? How important is it to keep a gap and keep yourself going in the right direction?
It is, but that's any game, Dan. It was the first game of the season that we needed to win games, and we need to win the one after this one. When we play Newport, when we win that, we've got to win the one after that, and so on and so on. So to get yourself up that table, because you want to be the other end of the table. You don't want to be scrapping around the bottom like we did last year. It's not a good feeling for everyone. It's not a good... Well, it's just not good at all, full stop. So, as I said, keep going on about being better placed than we were last year in terms of squad and off the field. That's still growing and getting better day by day, week by week. So the results are the most important thing. So whatever lads and whatever team goes out there, you've got to get results to get yourself away from the bottom end. And that's a fantastic opportunity, Saturday, to put distance between ourselves. But then it's not over Saturday. when you do that, because you're moving on to your next one after that. So then again, can you get further away from them teams? And then all of a sudden you are looking up and you're looking to compete in the top ends rather than scrapping down the bottom.
Newport won in the trophy the other night. I think that was their first win in something like 2 months of football in all competitions. Yeah. How much of a boost will that be to them? Are you expecting them to come to you a more confident animal than they've been in the league games recently?
Definitely, it's going to be a tough game. You know, Dave's usually got his team playing some good stuff. It's going to be a really tough game. We know what to expect. I think he's only made a couple of changes himself, if I'm right, 2 or 3. They've gone to Cardiff, which is a derby as well. So they've gone pretty strong and they've won the game 1-0. You know, so I haven't looked too much into that game. I've looked at the personnel who played, how they played, the shape they played. But it's the previous games before that, you know, your Swindon and Chesterfields and what have you. So, you know, by the Chesterfield game, they've been in games and they've been close games. They've lost.
How much, John, and we talked last week about goal scoring and making chances and the fact that they're not necessarily the same thing. Sometimes you can create loads of chances and not score goals, and you felt you've been doing that in recent league games. How much does everybody have to be patient? And by that, I mean the players who are in that position, the guys who are providing the ammunition, but also yourselves as staff, the supporters in the stadium. How much do you have to, if we're in a situation where there are 3 or 4 chances and you don't score tomorrow, keep that faith and be patient and believe that there is going to be more to come?
You have, because when we have done it in the previous games and got the result we wanted, which is a win, it's great. So, you know, you've got to keep going again and again. And it's our job to support the lads, the team, the individual. When we do create them chances and they miss them, that's go again, go and do it again, go and produce that again. But can you get a better outcome? Can you actually score a goal? Can we get on the end of a cross? Can we finish a free kick? Can we finish, you know, whatever opportunity comes? So it is, and you've got to keep the faith, and we all have. As I said, it's a big game tomorrow, and the next one after that's going to be a big game, and the next one after that's going to be a bigger game. But the fans have to stay with us. I know they are, because, you know, they come up in the numbers and they support us and they do really well with that, and the lads really appreciate that. But I know for a fact that them lads in there give everything on the training ground and they give everything on the game when they get picked, and the lads that are in the squad as well themselves, and the lads that don't make the squad. So we're all striving for you know, for one common goal, which is the 3 points this Saturday.
And just lastly, how important, and this is a pretty daft question because we all know the importance in football, but for you, how important is scoring first? I think the statistics around your team scoring first, I know last season, I think you lost once when you scored first out of something like 18 games. And this season, obviously a smaller sample size, is a similar story. So does it give everybody a boost when you go in front?
I think it does. I mean, I don't look too far back. I don't look at stats because, you know, you can get carried away. I mean, how far do we want to go back and carry on looking at them stats? You know, whether the negative, positive, whatever it is. But I think it is important. The first goal in any game has a massive influence. And I think if we'd have got them in the last games that we played, for the chances that we created, more so Walsall in the first half, Barnet away, similar chances that we created. And they took one exactly like ours that we created 3 or 4 of them and didn't. So, you know, it's important that if you do get the first goal, that the influence has, because, you know, especially before half time, if you like, the way Walsall, the way Barnet did last week, it's a different team talk. So you're having, you know, you're going in with a lead and it's a different team talk, whereas, you know, you're going in with a different team talk if you're drawing the game. And then if someone's took their chance beforehand, you go down, then, you know, it's a different team talk again in terms of, you know, what you're going to do next. So the first goal in any game is massive time.